Hello and welcome to lesson 2 on percentages. Today we're going to calculate simple compound interest. Before we do this, let's recap what you should remember from lesson 1, which is how to calculate the percentages of an amount. And our amount here is 35%, but I'm going to start off with our basic 10%, because that's the easiest one to find, because if you remember, we just divide by 10, which in this case would leave us with £26. If I then double this so that I work out 20%, I'll have 52. And by using a little bit of maths, we've got 10% and 20%, so that adds together to make 30%. So I need some way to work out the remaining 5%. Well, that's quite easy. If we half the 26, we get 13. So adding all these together, and we should get 35%, which is, in this case, 26 plus 52 is 78. So adding on the 13, you get 91. So our answer is 35% of 260 is £91. Now, on the next slide, I want you to think about saving money. And if we have a look at this, we have a bank, and we've come into some money. We've won £1,000. We're going to invest the money in the bank where it's supposedly nice and safe, and we're going to get 10% interest each year. What I want to know is how much money will we have in the bank after 3 years? Well, if we start with £1,000 and we work out 10%, well, 10% is £100. So at the end of the year, if we add these two together, 1,000 plus 100 equals £1,100. And that's at the end of year 1. Well, okay, that's at the end of year 1, but I still need to work out the end of year 2. Well, if you think about it, this time I've got £1,100 in the bank. I'm adding on another 10%. Well, 10% of this is actually £110. So that means I'll have £1,210 at the end of year 2. Which means at the beginning of year 3, I've got £1,210. I need to add on another 10%. The 10% of this is 121. So adding them together, we get £1,331 at the end of year 3. So just by taking this £1,000 and putting it in the bank at 10%, we'd end up with £1,131 at the end of the 3 years. Now, the question I want to ask you is, how much money would I have in the bank after 3 years if I started with £3,000 and I was getting 5% interest each year? Remember to pause the video and rewind, and to help you at any time. Well done, and have you made your best notes?